So hello, welcome to the new video. This is my build guide for 3.27 elementalist fire trap of blasting. So here's a quick TLDR for the people. This build is a very budget friendly, as this is a league starter. I spent it on this build only 20 chaos because this is not my intention to play this build to the end game and push it and improve it. I want to play something different, and this is just like a build that allows me to do all of my atlas. And I did all of my atlas, I did all of my quest bosses and void stones and so on. So yeah, in this regard, yes, you can absolutely do all of the atlas. It's not necessarily the best farmer, but it will get you there. So the build has two problems. The first one, I don't have any good physical mitigation since I'm playing evasion, and I don't have any armor. So once I get hit by the physical damage, it really hurts me, and I can, you can see my life sometimes drop down. So that's like the first problem. The second problem is, simply to put it bluntly, this build should be played on Saboteur, and then you would have way better damage, as the Saboteur can actually detonate all of the traps. That's something that Elementalist cannot do, but I'm not interested in that, since I need just Elementalist on a higher level so I can transform this character into a cultist. So I started this from level 1, I was playing from level 1 to about level 14, give or take, with Magma Orb, and that experience was just okay, I would say. It wasn't the best. Then I got into the basic fire trap, then I got about like a falling. It was okay, but I wouldn't say it was too great. The build starts shining actually when you get your first ascendancy. You buy the fire trap of blasting, that's gonna be a level 35. Then you have a falling. Yeah, from that point, from the level 35 up to tier 10, you don't have any issues, because the build has just enough power just from the gems, from the sixling, and from the Atlas from the passive tree, and that's just enough power for you. In the red maps, as you can see, I'm doing some kind of red map. I don't exactly remember. You still have a good amount of damage, but you can start seeing that damage is a little bit falling off, and I would need a little bit more that I'm currently having. So if you're happy with having a cheap build that can get you your Atlas, and then respecing this character in something different, yeah, then you go for it. Definitely a good idea. But if you're looking for something that's gonna be constantly updated, and I'm gonna be putting up updates videos about this build, then I would say, yeah, no, this is not a build for you, unless someone else is playing a similar build. But I was trying to stay away from any meta builds, as as I wanted to have as cheaply as possible items on the market. Right, so let me run you over the items and so on. That's gonna be very quick. So Pantheon, Brine King, obviously stun, freeze, and chills. That's what you need. Aberrat for the ignite and burning ground, because I'm doing the red altar, so I need that. So that's for the Pantheon. Flask, the only thing that you need to have is an enduring mana flask, because when you're hitting some kind of rare, you're gonna be spamming your traps, you're gonna be losing a lot of mana, and then you need enduring mana flask. But while you're mapping and killing monsters, you're getting mana on kill from one of the passive trees, so you don't necessarily gonna be pressing that. That's mostly for the bosses and some kind of rares that you're gonna be spamming traps. Gear, basic dodger, spell damage +1, fire, and whatever else you can get. And I have a whirring blade and faster attack. Helmet, life, resistance pretty much, and I have a stone golem and another golem over here. This is like a great addition to the build. It's like a shield that when your traps explode, it blinds everything on like a AoE, so that gives you defense and it gives you damage, because you get a little bit extra damage when you're hitting a blinded enemy. So this is like a defense and offense, a shield, quite thing that you can buy for 1C. Amulet, +1 to fire and whatever else you can get, some stats and cheap anointment. Another ring, some strength, resistance, life, pretty much. This is the ring that you want to keep on the left side, because you're going to be losing a skitter bot, like the chilled one, and he's going to be applying flammability, so you're getting like a blasphemy from your skitter bot. No, the links were like skitter bots and grace on the shield. I think I forgot about it. Then it's fire trap of blasting, inspiration, charged traps, multiple traps, trap damage, crit chance, and the chest is like basically resistance, max life, and I was lucky to get like suppress. Gloves the same thing, life, resistance, and I have like golem, frost blink, automation, steel skin, life resistance, strength, belt. Boots are pretty much life resistance and some movement speed, and I have a flame golem. So that's like very easy to gear. Most of the items cost pretty much, at this point they should be for free, because even on the day one I was paying like 1 to 2 C per item. The only expensive part on the day one, I spent 5 C for the 6 linked. So yeah, very cheap. Passive tree, there's not much happening. The only thing that you need to know, when you take this mastery, this means that your critical strike no longer can ignite, but since you're elementalist over here, you always ignite enemies because of elementalist. That's what you are taking, elementalist. Since I'm on ascendancy, you always want to go first as a ascendancy, the shaper of the flame, because you're going to be igniting, then you're going to be doing the most amount of damage from the fire trap of blasting. Then you go golems, then you can go shield, and lastly go mastermind of discord, because most likely you're gonna have difficult times getting exposure on the gloves, and you want to have that as an implicit from one of the orbs. So that's pretty much why you go in this as a last thing, because that's gonna cost you a little bit depending on your RNG pretty much. But when it comes to Atlas passives, you don't have too much like to break, like things happening over here. You want to rush this because the traps cannot be damaged, so the monsters won't be killing your traps. You want to take this is gonna help you out getting some life while you're mapping. This is your like life on, energy shield on kill. This is your mana on kill. Then you have a little bit more life on kill over here. You have over here. So pretty basic, passive tree. There's not much happening. Very simple build. And at this point I would say thank you for watching, and I will see you later.